Welcome on the show, Afcon Updates. I'm Adeniyi Ajisafe. This is the show where we always give you updates concerning the currently taking place over there in Morocco, Afcon 2025. Of course, teams are battle ready for the round of 16. 16 teams will be logging on from today. And we know that the Afcon 2025 has been a roller coaster for some teams who are right now have been bundled out of the competition. 8 are out of 24 that started the journey. Now we have 16 left. Of course, our own dear team, Super Eagles, are still there. On Monday, they will be playing. But before then, matches will be starting from today, especially between Sudan and Senegal. Teranga Lions will be facing the Falcons of Sudan. Also, later today by 8 p.m., Mali. Both teams are actually called Eagles. One is Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, and the second one is Mali, the Eagles of Mali. They will be facing themselves by 8 p.m. But right now, as we speak, we'll be having Senegal, Sudan starting just as we speak right now. Right now, let's take a look at Sudan, Senegal. That match will be coming up, and according to the statistics or head-to-head of that team, they've met about 6 times, Senegal dominating. They drew 3 times, Senegal winning 3 times. But right now, let's quickly go for our sponsor. They actually at least spend some cash on the show to make it a happening one.
My name is Dr. Habib Atandani Fawoshe, Chairman of November Cubes Group. Let's come together as one Nigeria, from the savannas of the north to the coast of the south, to be it as one for the Super Eagles. Let's celebrate our diversity and unite for victory. From all of us at November Cubes Group, we do wish the Super Eagles all the best at the Afcon. Bring them the trophy, guys. Kindly do visit us today and discover a world of luxury, comfort, and tranquility. At November Cubes Group, we're not just building homes, serving meals, or offering hospitality business. We are creating a lifestyle that is perfect for families, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you soon.
Welcome back on the show, talking about Afcon Update. And right now, I have in the studio, of course, Mardia, the electable Mardia Umar is here. Good to have you, Mardia.
It's always a pleasure being with you, Adeniyi.
Okay, and I also have Oppa, Josiah. I call him the pastor today.
Good evening,
anyway, good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, quickly, as we speak, we know that the match between Senegal, Teranga Lions versus the Falcons of Sudan, it has started, and it's still goalless there. That's what we are looking at first. We are previewing the match, even though we know that they have started right now. Taking a look at the match ongoing, Senegal versus Sudan ongoing, Mali, Tunisia will be coming up later. Well, quickly, let's take a look at the, we have the list, the lineup of the team. If you can have the lineup, so that then we look at the 2 teams here. Well, Mardia and Oppa Josiah will be following me on this. Look at it. We have Pabitio is the coach of Senegal Teranga Lions, and we have Kwesi Appiah, the Ghanaian man, is the coach of the Falcons of Sudan. As we speak right now, they are on the pitch playing. Mendy, Sek, you have Diala, Nakate, Jacobs, Guye, another Guye here. You have Diarra, Sarr, Jackson Nicholas, and Sadio Mane, the captain fantastic of that team. Abdallah, Esa, Abdelrahman, Kadir, Abdallah, another one. Taifo, Baglan, Iren, Kashom, Kamis, and El Nil, being coached by Kwesi Appiah. These are the players on the field right now, or the pitch rather, playing, representing their country in the round of 16. Trying to see how they can qualify for the quarterfinals. Taking a look at we have the matches ongoing at the Grand Stade Tangier. The Lions of Teranga are making their 17th Afcon appearance against the Falcons of Sudan, while Senegal finally claimed the trophy in 2021 in Cameroon after a number of runner-up positions. Sudan were victorious on home soil in 1970. The Falcons are making their 10th Afcon appearance, while the Lions are here for the 17th time. Sudan coach is Ghanaian James Kwesi Appiah, and Senegal's Pabitio. Just a brief one there. Let's take a look at head-to-head. Well, they've met several times. Senegal, Teranga actually carried the day 3 times. They won it. They drew 3 times. Sudan have never defeated Teranga Lions when it comes to this competition, or even in football. Well, let's come back to Mardia and Josiah, like I call him Pastor. Anyway, just to throw some banter. Let me start with the lady. Mardia, we just saw there the lineup, this match, Senegal and Sudan. And a lot of bookmakers, pundits, football pundits are saying, Senegal, they will destroy Sudan, this and that. Do you agree with that?
I think that Sudan coming all the way to this tournament, the round of 16, is a miracle. And it's a fantasy that has come to reality. And I'm saying that this is not the time for us to talk about who's going to lose. We know that getting into this round of 16 was hard work. They were very, very organized. They were very determined, and we could see that in the field of play, even though they conceded some goals. But I can say that this is the phase where fairy tales now are now transitioned into reality. And that is what is going to play out. On book, it's going to be like a stroll in the park for Senegal. But in football, one thing I have known right now is that some small teams act as Robin Hoods to the big teams. And then they just come all out and make sure that they take it all away from you, and that could play out this evening. But I can say that Senegal is an elite opposition. It's going to be hard. For the past 15 games, I think Sudan has just won 2 games already, and they scored 2 goals rather. And for Senegal, the way they've played this season, even though they've conceded a lot of goals this season, I would say that there's not going to be complacency when it comes to Sudan. They are ready to take it all in. And I'm seeing that, yes, everybody pundit might be saying that, oh, yes, Senegal is going to edge them out. I think that's what is going to play out this evening. They are going to press, and they will press till a goal is manufactured, or even multiple goals at the end of the match.
While you were talking, I stylishly saw Josiah be like, he wasn't agreeing with what you were saying. Or were you trying to dance to a tune, right?
I can definitely just shut up, and then we are good with this analysis.
My goodness, that's a thumbs up for you.
But then I would like to give it to James Appiah, the gaffer of the Sudanese team. You know, they've actually done well for them not to be here. At least Ghana have a representative in the Afcon. Okay,
sorry to cut you short. As we speak right now, shockingly, Sudan, they've scored. Sudan have scored, although too early to call.
Yeah,
as we speak, Sudan, they scored a goal, cost of Amir Abdallah, who made. Let's go back to that team list lineup. At least Abdallah Amir actually did that. If you can have it back there, the team lineup, please, so that people can easily see the. Okay, Abdallah being able to do that. Look at the player that scored 36. He scored in the 7th minute of the game. Shocking one.
Yes, this might look like it's going to be a very interesting match, but I tell you that Senegals have over the years been able to handle pressure when it comes to knockout games. And right now it might look like Sudan is coming all out. They are playing offensively, but I can tell you that Senegal is not going to take this just lying on the floor. Okay,
while we were about breaking that news, you were saying something about Kwesi Appiah, the coach of Sudan.
Yes, I was just commending the fact that at least Ghana has a representative in the Afcon. You know,
if they don't have a team, they have
a coach.
I don't let the Ghanaians come for us, please. No, anyway, now do you look at this particular goal scored by Abdallah for Sudan? Shockingly, would you at least want to say this could actually send fear down the spines of the Teranga Lions?
Well, these are top professionals, from their goalkeeper down to the attackers. Like, they've represented top teams like in every league, you know, and they have all the experience needed. All they need to do at this moment in time is to stick to the plan. You know, I believe that they've been playing high pressing game, you know, but then there is one thing that this game always brings out. You need to take your chances as long as you are the underdog. You know, we have been looking out for an underdog story in the Afcon, and this might just be it. Who can
a lot of taking that from you when you mention underdogs. Yeah. So many underdogs in this competition that are left 16 teams. Mozambique, Sudan, they are there. All these teams are really trying to quietly. They want to achieve something. I don't want them to do it against Nigeria anyway.
No, I just hope so. But then against this team, if Senegal will be able to stick to the plan, I believe that they will still pull through because they have all the necessary arsenals, necessary guns available to them to be able to pull through. This is just a minor setback, but at the same time, they are lacking a very good person in
Koulibaly,
yes,
Kalido, their captain.
Yes, he is the leader of that team, and as long as he's not there, there might be some shakes at the back. So we are unable to see the highlights of that goal to be able to tell where the problem is coming from. But they always have it in them to make mistakes at the back. So as long as you are an opposing team, if you are able to take advantage of any lapse in concentration in against your opponents, then you have every opportunity to pull through. I believe that's what the Sudanese team has done, and kudos to them
for being able to score first.
Yes.
That's
scoring
like,
first is not the problem here. I understand that Senegal is playing without one of their most experienced players, that is Kalidou Koulibaly. And I also know that he plays a very integral part in their squad and their goal scoring prowess. But I also know that for a guy like Kalidou Koulibaly, you don't replace him in the shortest possible time that you have, especially during a tournament that is in the round of 16, but you can manage without him. So I'm looking forward to Sarr, Mane, Ismail, and I'm sure that they could cover that gap and manage until something is done. I'm not seeing Sudan winning this match at the end of the day, even though I would say that, you know, offensively, they've done their best. They have impressed us. They have done the impossible. But are they going to do the unthinkable? I think we'll leave it to time. Let time tell us that.
Mardia Umar has been with us in the studio alongside Oppa, Josiah. So many analysis there. But sincerely, the Sudanese team, the Falcons as they call them, they have not come here to play as we speak in Nigerian parlance. They also want to pull a trigger. Who knows? After all, Oppa Josiah was using some Arsenal terms there. The gunners, the guns, the this. You want to bring Arsenal here. Keep your Arsenal where you're coming from. Anyway, just throw some banter there. Sincerely, it has been a game of serious ability from both teams. They want to win. They want to qualify for quarterfinals. And at least they are all looking at $10 million. January 18, that's the D-Day when the final will be played. And we're looking at Senegal, Teranga Lions versus Falcons of Sudan. Or they call them Falcons of Jedian. But really, can Kwesi Appiah lead this team to grow? So far, we know that the experience and the fact that these Teranga Lions, rather right now, they'll be like, okay, what can we do to rally for goals and defeat or come from behind, equalize this goal and add more? Do you see Kwesi Appiah being able to fathom that style or technical ability where he can hold the Teranga Lions from roaring till the end of the match, rather?
Well, I basically don't see that happening, but I would love it to happen, actually. You know,
for the first time, both of you are against each other. I love that. Yes. I love that. So, for the first time, you disagree.
I will love the fact that Sudan should take out Senegal. As a Nigerian, you know, we would want some kind of soft ride along the line.
But we are not meeting them yet.
Yes. But imagine meeting Sudan in the final. So
watch out, Algeria, DR Congo. Watch out.
But then, having said that, it is in the spirit of the Senegalese team to always score goals. They play like a European team. They don't sit back. They are an attacking team. So I expect multiple goals, just as she said earlier. In as much as Sudan has pulled through with a goal ahead, I expect the Senegalese team to score a lot of goals as well. You can't just hold them back for long.
Do you think we are going to see a lot of goals in this match?
It's not a close game, so I believe the goals will be.
At least I need to prove it. At least, no matter what, let me at least get something out from you. But sincerely, Mardia, it is now 14th minute, and it's still 1-0 in favor of Sudanese Falcons, and that goal scored by Amir Abdullah in the 7th minute. So far, you are gunning for the Teranga Lions. He's stylishly gunning for the Falcons.
Yes.
Because he wants the Giants to move out. Anyway, taking a look at the history behind the Teranga Lions, one of the first when it comes to football in Africa, they are one of those teams that when you mention them, you shift a bit. You don't just, you won't, if somebody mentions Sudan, come on, you still feel, Sudan, okay. But immediately you mention Senegal, it's just like mentioning Nigeria, you know, or Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, among those top teams. So far, I remember some years back when Elhaji Diop and the likes really dominated Africa. Now, this particular time, even though they have Mane, Koulibaly, they seem to be a bit quiet compared to that time.
I think that a lot has changed when we talk about African football. We see 2 or 3 players carrying every weight of the team. And I could say that for Nigerian team as well. And for every other team, playing in the African Cup of Nations right now. If you take a look at some of the other matches that we've seen, some teams rely on just one person to score all of the goals. And that has transcended across all of the teams that are playing for the African Cup of Nations, except for a few number of teams that I could vouch for that, you know, the work is being spread across everyone. I don't see it as a problem for Senegal. I feel like everybody has their firepower to bring something to the table. For Sudan, I think they've made history already, coming to the round of 16. I'm sure that the team, the coach, even the country was not expecting something like this. But don't forget that in football, anything can happen. In a game of sport, in games, anything can happen. Like I said before, we can have Robin Hood teams, you know, robbing off Senegal. And I feel like, I don't think that Senegal should go out. If we want to really test the Super Eagles and every other team, I think they should play against the best teams. That's how we are ready for the continental feat. That's how we're ready for the world stage. If we keep hoping that small teams are edged out and then or bigger teams are edged out and then we face small teams, we never grow. So I'm waiting and hoping that this African Cup of Nations, getting into the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, and even the finals should be rush of adrenaline. It's just like if you are playing football and you are not scoring goals, it's just like you're locking your house and then you're forgetting the keys. So what have we done?
Mardia, Umar there giving us those analysis when it comes to Senegal versus Sudan at the Afcon 2025 round of 16. Now, before we talk about the match coming up later by 8 p.m., Mali, Tunisia, one more from Oppa, Josiah. Taking a look at what she just said. Well, even though you slightly want to stay with Sudan, and I would say that all the 16 teams, no matter how you want to rate some smaller or some bigger, they all have what it takes for them to scale through to this place. They want to fight for quarterfinals. Absolutely.
Just like you said by talking about Sudan, it's about 55 years since they got to this stage, and that was the last time they won the tournament. And so this is a very big achievement for them to be on this level. But then, for them to defeat who we consider the best, then they should be considered as the best as well. You get. So regardless of the team on paper, you know, Senegal have the big names, but I don't see them depending on one star. There was a time during the 2021 Afcon, they were practically depending on money. But this tournament, the goals has been spread across. But for this Sudanese team now, throughout the group stage, the 2 goals that they scored were scored by one player. That's the unfortunate thing. So the team does not have goals in them. But then, if they are to pull through against Senegal in this tournament, it seems that they can be tagged as one of the best teams because they defeated the best.
And that will actually send signals to other smaller teams.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Well, we've been talking a bit about this particular match, Senegal, Sudan. Both of them are SS. Well, tough one is going to be because right now it's still 1-0 in favor of Falcon of Sudan. In the 7-minute score by Abdallah Amir. And also, Jacob of Senegal, he has gotten a yellow card in the 17th minute. The match is now 18th minute and it's still ongoing. And we'll continue to give you update while the match is on. But right now, let's flip it aside. Let's talk about Mali, Tunisia. That game will be coming up later in the day by 8 p.m. between the Carthage Eagles and the Eagles of Mali. Big one coming up. Let's have it. Talking about Mali versus Tunisia. The tough one it is. Look at it. Tunisia's Carthage Eagles should expect an explosive encounter against the Eagles of Mali. The North African Giants are the Afcon most consistent team, appearing in their 17th consecutive finals and 22nd overall, and won the title on home soil in 2004. Mali's Eagles finished as runners-up at the 1972 finals in Cameroon. They are coached by Belgian Tom Sanford, while Tunisia have former captain Sami Trabelsi. Talking about it, well, as it is right now, let's have it head-to-head there. Well, they've met how many times? Look at 2 wins, 3 draws. Well, it seems Tunisia actually had the upper hand. 3 times they defeated Mali. Mali won twice. They won 3 times. Both of them playing draw in their game. And still talking about maybe SRV predicted lineup. Well, you have for Tunisia, their coach is Sami Trabelsi, former captain of that team. Tom Sanfit with Mali. You have Abdi, fantastic player. Talbi Brom, Damen is as the goalkeeper. Valerie Chabi rather. Shakiri Medbri. Tongi, you have Maxtro and Achori. And for the Eagles of Mali, of course, from the back is Diarra. You have Gassama, Kamara, Diaby, another Kamara. They are always bearing Kamara anyway. Sangare, Sinayoko, Dumbia, Bisoma. And watch out for Nene there. These are the players that will be representing. This is just a predicted lineup for Mali and for Tunisia. If I had to go by this, let me start with Oppa Josiah. I'm sure this time around, this is a balanced game. Both of them, 50-50. Who are you standing with?
Well, I'll be standing with Mali. But the issue is, just like Sudan, they don't score goals. And both goals they've scored in this tournament was scored by Sinayoko. But unfortunately, their best player so far has been Sangare. Just like she earlier said, goals win you game. As long as there is no goal in a team, then there will be no winning for that team. But then Nigeria have shown them that Tunisia can concede goals. So if they should do their assignment properly, I believe they should be able to pull through. But one important factor I need to put in place is they don't convert chances. You know, they have one of the highest missed chances in the tournament so far. So for them to pull through against this Tunis team, they need to score goals. They need to convert whatever chance they get. Already
you are looking like Malians. Okay, but dear, are you digressing a bit from what he says, supporting Mali, even though they don't score goals, but this and that, but this game is so balanced. Are you with Tunisia or you are with Mali?
I think I'll go with Tunisia this time around. Tunisia has been absolutely wonderful. I see the lapses with Nigeria, and it seems that their defense is not very, they're not very strong. But you see that they came from behind and pulled a surprise on Nigeria. That is a team that is experienced when it comes to African Cup of Nations. And getting into the World Cup, they did not concede any goal. And don't forget that Tunisia is mentioned as one of the favorites to take or clinch this trophy, the African Cup of Nations. I see the relentless effort. Aturi, it is clean, it is disciplined all the way, and it's just getting to the back of the net. For Sinayoko has been the one who has been clinical with Senegal, with Mali.
Now, watch out. What about this particular Mejbri? Has been, it was a menace against Nigeria.
Yes, he's actually their engine room.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I expect this game to be a game of the midfield. Whosoever dominates the midfield should.
If you remember.
But it's a compact midfield for Mali. And like I said before, Mali has been locking their houses and throwing away the keys. So if you don't press forward to see the back of the net, then there's nothing. Now it's going to be a compact defense, and it's going to be an offensive kind of football this evening. It's going to be a tough one. Mali, who has not, they've conceded goals this time around. They've been unbeaten, even though it looks like unbeaten from the back door. You know, Tunisia has been very, very well clinical when it comes to African Cup of Nations. And for the team, looking at the team right now, the players that we have, they are just magical working together. I would say that Tunisia is going to come clean this evening. It's not going to be a walk in the park for them, because Mali is going to pack all their bosses down to the midfield. They're very strong when it comes to defense. But this offensive kind of play from Tunisia, it's now going to be experience will tell the story this evening. Experience of going past the pressure of a compact defense and scoring the goals at the end of the day.
Taking you with that, right now, Mali versus Tunisia will be coming by 8 p.m. But Senegal, Sudan is still 1-0 in favor of the Falcons of Josiah, as they call them, scored by Abdallah. But right now, before we wrap it up, because our time is almost up, let me just take your scoreline, final scoreline for Sudan, Senegal.
Okay, it's going to be a 2-1 for Sudan and Senegal. In favor of Senegal.
Senegal.
Yes.
Yours.
That's exactly what I had.
2-1. You guys don't conspire against me. Don't do that. Come on. Okay. Mali, Tunisia.
I see it going either 0-0 or 1-1.
0-0 or 1-1 draw. What about you?
Okay, now that we're in the round of 16, if you snooze, you lose. Now it's going to be, I think that Mali and Tunisia are going to play for 90 minutes, perhaps without a goal, and we'll get into the penalty shootout.
Penalty?
Yes.
Wow, that would be a big one, because that could be maybe the first penalty. That's if Sudan and Senegal don't play penalty at the end of the day.
But then, if Mali should score first, Tunisia is in trouble.
Watch out. Yeah. So both of you, you are Malian, you are Tunisian.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a patriotic Nigerian.
Yes. We love good football.
Oh my goodness. Yes. What a way to go there. Having this, at least having a good moment with both Mardia and Josiah. Well, let the best team win. But for Nigeria, we need to do well on Monday. Well, for Senegal versus Sudan, the match is still ongoing. We just brought to you there 1 in favor of Sudan in that encounter so far. And Mali, Tunisia will be coming up by 8 p.m. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. It's short but spicy, as I say. The queen of the airwaves, Mardia, Umar, good to have you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure being on Trust TV.
Once again, Pastor Josiah. Thanks for coming, right?
It's my pleasure, sir.
Okay, Adeniyi, Ajisafe on the show. Of course, before we go, just to wrap it up, our sponsor will always be there to cheer Nigeria up. Thanks for watching.
My name is Dr. Habib Atandani Oshe, Chairman of November Cubes Group. Let's come together as one Nigeria from the savannas of the north to the coast of the south, our heartbeat as one for the Super Eagles. Let's celebrate our diversity and unite for victory. From all of us at November Cubes Group, we do wish the Super Eagles all the best at the Afcon. Bring them the trophy, guys. Kindly do visit us today and discover a world of luxury, comfort, and tranquility. At November Cubes Group, we're not just building homes, serving meals, or offering hospitality business. We are creating a lifestyle that is perfect for families, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you soon.